Good morning, y'all. This is View from the Pew. It is Monday morning, June the 29th, 2020, and we're looking at the commands of Jesus Christ. Remember why we're doing this, because to be a disciple of Jesus means, according to Matthew 28, 19 and 20, that you are to teach others to observe all he has commanded you to do. So you need to know the commands, you need to do the commands, and you need to teach the commands. And I believe in that order, to be faithful. So I'm looking at a passage today, and I'm going to call this Follow Me 2.0. Follow Me 2.0. If you remember, we started off with all these commands with this command. I think it's in Matthew 4:19. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Well, Jesus is fixing to mention follow me once again, and I want you to hear the context of it. You can also find a statement about this in Luke 9:57 through 62, where he goes a little bit more in depth. But let's listen to what he says in Matthew. He says in verse 18, let's start in Matthew 8:18. It says, "Now when Jesus saw great multitudes about him, he gave commandment to depart unto the other side. And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow you wherever you go. And Jesus said unto him, The foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. And another of his disciples said to him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Jesus said unto him, Follow me, and let the dead bury the dead." It sounds pretty radical. But what Jesus is saying is, if you choose to really follow him, not partially follow him, or only follow him on certain days, or only follow him with certain exceptions, and I'm thinking about this as I'm saying it, I'm like, wow. Because what he said to the guy was, the first guy who said, I'll follow you. He said, really? I'm homeless. I don't have a place to stay. I'm a nomad. I go from place to place. To follow me is to give up those things that you're holding on to, your property, your possessions, your stuff, your security. Are you ready to do that? And then he says to the other man, he says, Master, I want to follow you, but let me go bury my father first. There's a lot of discussion about what this may mean. It may mean let me go and stay with my dad until he dies, then I'll follow you once that's given up. But Jesus says you let the dead bury the dead. Now that doesn't mean you neglect your parents, because we know in other places Jesus got on to scribes and Pharisees for not caring for their parents like they should. But here's what Jesus is saying. As much as we love our parents and our family, your parents and family and your children must never get in the way of you and Jesus. You handle your responsibilities, but you remember this. Jesus must be number one in your life and my life, and this Follow Me 2.0, this higher level of following, is what he is calling us to do. And he continuously calls us to do in our lives. And you want to make sure and handle those responsibilities as a child or as a parent. You don't neglect those. That's part of your Christian life. But if Jesus calls you, you go. You understand there may be great cost. There may be great risk. You may be scrutinized and criticized because of your extreme faithfulness to Jesus. But can I tell you this, and I truly believe it, you can't be too faithful to Jesus Christ. You can't be too faithful to Jesus Christ. Just think about that. So I hope that you have a great Monday. I pray that God blesses you today, and may God convict us all where we fall short of following him, and may we be more faithful every day. God bless.